Says I'm offline. And great.
The vision dims. All that remains are memories. I remember a time of chaos, ruined dreams, this wasted land. I remember the great rock, the sick that emptied hell, when graves open up and men set upon men. I remember the Zed. The world crumbled, cities exploded, a whirlwind of looting, a firestorm of fear. The dead outnumbered when graves open up and men set up.
Great.
Only those mobile enough to scavenge, brutal enough to pillage would survive. We took to the Animus, armed like pirates, burned Pie Town for the heat of it and nothing else. Ordinary men were battered and smashed. We stemmed the charmer with corpses and the stink of iron. There was salvation to the north, they said. Up Salemi and the Chief Joe. We struck for Canada. The road was a death road. Every stop an obituary cast in the dried blood and broken dreams of men. Moons blackening souls. I lost everything. I became an empty shell, a burnt-out, desolate husk. Haunted by the demons of my past, I wandered out into the wasteland. And it was here, in this blighted place, that I learned to drive.
You're such a good boy, Max! Now go! Go for Canada, buddy!
Okay, that's enough of that. So anyway, basically, hello, set it up right, and bad stuff just happened. Now I'm not getting double feedback loop. It sounds like you can hear me, so this is really cool. And welcome again to community outreach of Go Game Dev. I'll come back to why I'm playing this Death Road to Canada thing. I just want to, well, actually, I'll get to the whole topic. So I'm going to connect, these are my tangents. I'm going to connect videos that explain what your game's about, and also looking at Steam store page setups. So what's great about this one is that you've got this live action kind of setup here, which sets up like the premise of the game beautifully, and then you finally get some gameplay footage later on, which this just totally matches. And this, I think, is a good way to introduce the game as far as a trailer. Okay, just keep that in mind. We'll be talking about Death Road later on. All right, coming back to the tangents that are connected. Number one, this one's just going out to Gunnar von Dutch, and basically he's got a.com, and he's looking for someone to do two things. One, he'd like to hire someone to make a video explanation of what the game is and some gameplay, and then he'll use this video footage to explain what the game is about and look and feel of the game, right? So again, that's why noting the Death Road to Canada thing, which I think is great. Two, I need to hire someone to make an intro video for my game. I do not have the types of skills. So I guess like an intro video for his game, I guess that would be, again, something kind of like, you know, talking about the world, so forth and so on, setting up the player for what they're going to be into as far as the game goes. Now, I bring him up and I relate that video, kind of jumping back to the slant. And this is exactly why I do these YouTube videos, and why I'm doing this one again, because I do want to do community outreach. Ironically, here is one community in Facebook that's connected to the slant community, and this guy right here in business and marketing, IH23. Guys, if anyone needs help with marketing, ask me. I've helped with famous names over the years. I can get YouTubers to help with marketing as well, and get behind the scenes game. IH23, and you should get YouTubers who, well, like real YouTubers, not me, but real YouTubers who have like a big audience, or Twitch streamers that have a big audience, or both, to basically do that for your game. And if you pay them pretty well, have a good work for hire contract, I guess, or offer them a percentage of your game, make sure they are in your same genre, strategy based games. This looks like a strategy based game. Then they'll have strategy based players, and it'd be really cool. And that should perpetuate your sales. That's my plan initially. Again, I'm just kind of starting all this out, reaching out there. So IH23 might be your person, because I have no clue if they're a man or a woman. I just know they're a person. Connect. All right. Now, the cool thing about this is, now stemming to the next tangent that's related. And I love Heyo. When I think Heyo, and I was like, Heyo, can someone critique the screenshot of my Steam landing page? I haven't published it yet, but here's a screenshot of the header image and the short description. I'd love to get a new perspective. And you know what, Ben Slot, I think I'm that someone tonight. Hopefully some other people will chime in as I post this video in different communities, hopefully that other people will check out the communities that I'm like surfing basically, and give feedback. So this is your screenshot of your page that you haven't released yet. It looks pretty good, and I'll justify my reasoning for that. Gene Shift. I'll try to make this sound exciting. This looks like a popcorn flick. See if I can do Movie Boy Sky. All right. Gene Shift is a top-down shooter bursting with brutal gunplay and insane vehicle action. Use your mutant powers to stop zombies that mysteriously escaped from the lab. Play with friends online via rebels and their zombie army. Oh yeah. So great description. Looks like you got the standard screenshots, and you have a little gameplay video, I would assume. Now, the thing about that gameplay video, again, we'll keep it in mind. I think there should be other videos, again, referring back to Death Road to Canada. And there's going to be other types of videos that I'll be looking at in a minute or two. Let me check to see if my sound is working, because, man, I would hate for this brutal gunplay and to be... Oh, it's on. It is on. My sound is on. I'm so excited about my sound. It's ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. I want to kind of check out some other games that did really well. And I'm also going to check out the Steam Spy to see how these games sold. So let's look at Kivy. I hope I said it right. Kivy Toilet and Shotgun. This is a game I bought. I have no regrets. This game is good for $1. Actually, I think I'd pay $3 for this game. I think I did. I don't know how much I paid for it, but I love the art. I love the packaging. I love everything about this game. I love the description. Toilet game where you're in the desert by avoiding all kinds of obstacles and fighting the desert raiders. Go up against foes in your vehicle and on foot. Take on powerful bosses, but make sure you're equipped for the fight. And here's the thing. I love everything about this game except the game itself. I think the developers are great people. I've seen how they interact with their community, so forth and so on. Anyway, so we have the same thing here. We've got a gameplay video right here. And yeah, the game, it didn't keep me engaged, but I bought this game. I have no regrets. Awesome purchase. Good developers to support. I love the screenshot too, because I love comics. Art style's great. Everything's great. Again, just did not keep me engaged. And that's no one's fault but my own, I guess. But this looks good. And then that's why we're going to look at the Steam. Close Order. I don't love this game for different reasons. And also another thing why I'm showing you these games is they're mixed reviews. That's something to know. And then we'll see if they actually sold on Steam Spy. And the thing about Close Order, let's see, hopefully I can find the same thing I found last time. Close Order game. Again, I'm having to recreate this video because I lost sound before. This is kind of the issue. It's like Close Order, killer app or dirty crap. And again, this is not going to be critique games. Okay, I'm just kind of going to show, like, I'll give some of my opinion, and I'll also talk but I'm really focused on the developer side of things, and I really want to focus to see like how as a developer you can like, market your game, so forth and so on. So Close Order was really well marketed. I mean, extraordinarily well marketed. And Black Shell Media, who it does paid advertisements for developers, really did a good job. And this is kind of what sold me on the game, is this video right here.
What could go wrong? He emails me,
Right,
but also how incredible it was that I was playing a game, my motor skills were so terrible, and I knew that this would be a way that I could express myself, that I could tell stories, that I could make something memorable that other people would enjoy and that I would have fun creating. Close Order is an arcade shooter with one simple goal: become a badass armada. It started out as a simple two-dimensional prototype that a programmer on our team created during college. 2 years ago, we decided to build that into our first commercial game. It's evolved in a lot of different ways thanks to the inputs of a lot of different people. We have a small pool of playtesters, I want to say maybe 25 people, friends, family, industry colleagues. But one of the most incredible moments for me was when I sent an email to Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, the head of Xbox. And I told him I respected him very much. I admired what he was doing for gaming and what he's done for the industry. And I sent him, a link to the demo of our game, thinking, what could go wrong? He emails me back saying, watched your trailer, read your email, played the demo, just wanted to let you know what I thought. I need to play more to build up my armada. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, so again, I love this video. This pretty much got me to buy this game, on the sense that I'm trying to be a developer. He seems really excited about what he's doing, and from the story he gives about why he got into game development and showing some of the gameplay footage, which that is actual gameplay footage, that it's going to be a really awesome game. And just a little bit of notes on this marketing thing. I don't think this guy's worked on these games. I don't know his connection to these games. I think this is a situation where, I've planned some of this stuff, okay? I'm going to be doing other things like online tutoring as a business. I place objects, full disclaimer there, okay? I'll even jokingly say it. So, I mean, I think he actually placed these objects for purpose on this video, to say, hey, I'm a gamer. And also it's kind of sneaky. It's like kind of saying like, hey, look at all these successful games. I can make a successful game like this. That's just marketing 101. I'm not going to bash him for that. But I kind of get what he's doing. So, this is an example video of a documentary style to basically market a game, and you're telling the story of the developers, and you're telling the story behind the game. And this is fine. It's a short little documentary. I think it's very well put together, and it did really push me to buy the game. Again, a note that I am a cheap gamer. I only buy games on sale. That's a promise to my wife, because you have a baby to feed and a hobby, and the baby comes first. So I only buy games on sale like 98% of the time, okay? Excluding Bit People, because I love Behemoth. Don't tell my wife. I hope she doesn't watch this. Okay, anyway, coming back to the point, so we've looked at two games that were very well sold very well, that have mixed reviews, that have similar setups to what you're doing, which is cool and standard. And also notably, these are games that didn't win awards. Actually, none of the games that I'll be showing won awards, which is kind of sad, because I voted for Steam Awards for certain things. Coming back, let's jump back here. Let's give a shout out to, oh man, I'm so bad with these names. Elenormous, that sounds cool. Anyway, they just got Bear Slayer out. I want to check out their thing really quick. This is one of the reasons I got sound. Oh, sorry. This is one of the reasons I got the sound, was because I wanted to kind of show this. Oh, cool. One Button Epic. Some guy on Twitter. Hey, awesome. They don't have journalists yet, because journalists are busy apparently doing real game news. They've got some guy on Twitter. Can I be that? Can I be your some guy on YouTube, internet? I'd love right there. So added on top of. I don't think there's that. I do like a player. It's like, I don't know how Steam works. It says 2 reviews, but there's more than 2 reviews, and the reviews are really good. So this is really cool. One Button is a concept. So that's really cool. I gotta get back to someone who's doing 2D platformers. tangent. Not going to go into that. But basically, yeah, I mean, it's doing good so far. Too early for Steam Spy, and I wish these devs best of luck. I mean, it's really scary when you work on something, you put it out there to market. Anyway, we can get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Now that I've shown these like kind of like starter games, all these games are like first games too. That's the other theme too. Like Kevy's like a first game of these developers. Close Order's like the first game of these developers. Now I'm going to show, again, going back to Death Road to Canada. And again, they kind of do the same thing too. Like now notably here though, you can actually hear sounds of the game under the music. So enough of this. Okay, so same setup too. We have at least one gameplay. I mean, technically, when you play the game, you actually hear that music. So I think it's actually just a gameplay video, but whatevs. Okay, you got some nice screenshots that kind of show some of the comedy or some of the world, you know. Yeah, I totally was in love. Oh, we have one. Is this the max?
My life fades. The vision.
So this is something to note too about time. To build more people to be interested in the game before they launched it. And also to note, like, Death Road to Canada was a Kickstarter hit. They did their social media right. They went to conferences right. They did all the stuff that they could do to really promote the game. And it's really cool. I really wish it won an award. I voted for an award, but to make an award for this, but it just didn't happen. Oh, another one. I'm not gonna click on it, but you should check out Crypt for the Necrodancer if you haven't played or bought that game, and just look at how they marketed their stuff. Was same stuff. They used documentary videos, so forth and so on. Just a great mix and a great story behind this game, and a great developer, which is really cool. Also, the other thing too. Oh, that's the other thing I want to note that I like about Bear Slayer. Jumping back really quickly, early access. You know what? I'm going to say this. I'm a fan of early access because as a developer, and as a consumer, again, I can empathize, because once you release your game and there might be bugs and mistakes, then you might want to fix those. And I think early access kind of just tells people that, hey, this is not a 100% finished game, but we're working on it. I think that's fair, and I think that's honest. Interestingly enough, the developers for Death Road to Canada didn't release their game early access, but they were fixing it, and they're still fixing it. They're still patching the game, so, and making it better. So it's interesting. I think they wanted to avoid the stigma of early access, but in all honesty, Death Road to Canada really does feel like an early access title. Not that it wasn't playable, not that it wasn't fun. I love this game. I just don't get enough time to play it enough. But the thing about it is that again, I guess is they just didn't want to have the stigma of early access. But they easily could have said early access, and I think that would have been fine. Anyway, that's just kind of my opinion on the whole thing. Clicking on this, let's check out the old Steam Spy for data and sales. Oh, yeah, I wanted to note, again, I'm doing this video a second time. Pit People, woo woo, way to go, Behemoth. Huge fan of Behemoth. Got every game except Alien Hominid, because Alien Hominid was just way too hard to play. But Pit People is really fun, and I really hope to get more in the multiplayer. Also, another thing to note that's trending is in the world. If you haven't noticed, Steam is actually moving towards Asia. I don't know if they've opened their whole or redone their Asia store setup, but I've talked to someone in China, communist China, and he can't click on YouTube videos. It's crazy. And interesting enough, detention is either from Taiwan or China. So yeah, I don't know what this means for developers, how they'll sell their into those marketplaces, because you know, you have to really kind of go through hoops to import any type of media into China. Yeah, and this all came out because you know, Castle Crashers and this guy in China, they just got Castle Crashers apparently, so I can play with him on Steam. I don't know how that's gonna work in the future, but really interesting. Okay, anyway, let's start to type some games. We'll do with Kevy. Kevy, let's see, toilets. This is where spelling really counts in Shotgun. I'm just gonna put Kevy toilet. Maybe that'll pop up. Yes. Yeah. Let's click on it right now. I gave this a positive review. I again, because I could see for what it was. It was an unfinished game, but it's a functional, fun enough unfinished game. But again, I love the packaging, and it did work out. See, so that 99, man, this game was at, I think I bought it at 30 cents or 40 cents on sale. Um, but anyway, the thing is, it's sold enough copies. It's over the 100,000 mark. Wow, as far as users, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. So I think this is, and it's continuing to sell. So I think it's, I don't know if you want to call it a hit, but it is out there, and they do make other games, and I mean that's really cool. Now let's go to close is I always say close order. Let's see what happened in that game. Okay, and then we go to close order, and this interesting is that again this starts at $5. They have less sales. They're not in the 100,000s, right? And they've been out. I mean, it's not. I guess it's not that long, but still, they're not. And I guess it's still selling. I mean, again, it goes down on sale, and the people pick it up. It's just, man, this game. I just have to double check if they've been patching it or whatever, but it just was so unfinished, and it wasn't like unfinished where it was unfinished in parts where it wasn't balanced. The game wasn't even balanced. You could not pass certain parts of the game because the balancing had not been there. It was frustrating. And I get bullet hell is frustrating, but to the point where it's just a level's not passable. That is kind of bad. But again, overall marketing for the game was fantastic and great. So, and there's enough people that do like it. And I even put a positive comment, but I did put like things that should be worked on. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, so let's see. Close quarter. Okay, last but not least, my favorite in this list of things I've seen, Death Road to Canada. Really wish I had more time to play games. And that's one of the reasons I like Death Road to Canada. It's a short game. You can play it in like 30 minutes to maybe an hour, and you've gone through trying to get to the road to Canada like 2 or 3 times. Yes, click it. And again, like this is the most successful. I think the numbers are lower than Kevy Toilet Shotgun, but the price point's higher. Even on discount, the price point was higher. I think I actually got this right. This is one of the few games I actually bought right away. So they got I think 14 or something. I got it. There's a discount still, initial Steam discount. Yeah, really cool though. Really cool game. You can see this. So yeah, it worked out. Again, they had a better social media campaign. There was success on Kickstarter, so that all contributed to this. And also, what affects this data is some people got the game through Kickstarter that wouldn't show up on the Steam data. All right, so that covers that. And just kind of to sum this all up, I did talk originally. I talked about like getting to doing trade shows and doing conferences. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I almost forgot that. Okay, hold on. Let me click. Yo, server. Of course, the server. As long as you're recording me, that's all that really matters, dude. Okay, let's see. Let me reload that. As that loads, there's one more thing I wanted to search for, and that was like Texas game conferences. I'm so tempted to move to Texas if I ever move back to the state. Like the States. I'd love to move, and like they've got teaching jobs out there, day job, and they've got like tons of game conferences. So I don't like, okay, so this is my thing is that this is definitely for Ben Salot, okay, because I think he's in Dallas, Texas, and I would definitely go to like these indie conferences. I don't know if this is an indie conference, but ideally go to these indie conferences and not just network, but try to find the ones where you can actually try to win an award. Because if you win the award, so sad. That's media coverage. I say it's sad because it's like you have to win the award to get the media coverage. It's the same reason why. Pause right there. You win the award, you get the media coverage, or you might find a publisher. That's one way to do it. The other thing to note too is that that's probably why One Button Epic. This is the one. I don't know. Wait, One Button Epic pause. Like some guy on Twitter is kind of the case because again, journalists don't want to cover things unless it's newsworthy. So winning a festival or something, and I just made this up because I know Austin's really cool, but or I just random search for a game conference. Find the local game conferences and see if you can submit your game there and get some type of recognition that way. It's harder for me because I'm in another country that doesn't speak English and I don't speak the language here. I still work here and make money. It's weird. But what do I plan to make it more localized to get into indie game conferences? I do. It's just harder to find like those indie game conferences here as well. So, but I recommend this strongly. Find the indie game conferences. Start building up the game if you can. It should cost less, because you're within the state at least, if not your city, so forth and so on. Anyway, this loads now. I'd like to do a wrap up. Come on, load Google. I don't have all night. I might go back to developing again because I just stopped working on my game where I'm stuck on something. And then I noticed that the video was done, but there's no audio. And I was like, oh, I gotta do this again. Part of my New Year's resolution. Anyway, here is my wrap up about this. So game videos, I think, Ben Salat, this is just out for you, in general for anybody. Also, I hope I memorized this. Gunnar Dutch. I hope I got that name because I'm not checking right now. Anyway, so here we go. Game videos. Do a trailer. I think that trailers are good. That's plus. Do a comedic video. Death Road to Canada. Or so like I really like about this is a note to myself that when I do my my videos for my game, I'm probably gonna ask friends of all types. Okay, attractive, and alternative, and dressed up in weird helmets. And the idea is that I'll have them do this type of stuff, and we'll do a dating sim, and it'll be live action, and then I'll cut to the actual gameplay of the game I'm making. I think that'd be hilarious, and people would like that. I think that would be good for a green light video as well. The other thing then too is a dev blog, make it look good. So I've seen this on Twitch, and I haven't seen it so much on YouTube. I've seen it on Twitch. These developer blogs that are live streamed for hours are amazing and incredible. And I thought like I could do them, and I just can't because my development is that I'm too early on in the phase. So if you're gonna do patches or something or game updates, I think a developer blog in real time would be great because as way I've seen it is you already have assets that are working, so it's more visually entertaining. People see it's a finished product. People ask you questions. So I'd actually recommend if you are at the point where you're at, where you're going to be launching on Steam or you're in a green light phase and you've got a game that's pretty like maybe halfway done or 80% done, or it is 100% done but you're going to patch it, totally dev blog those. Get on Twitch, just freaking show that stuff because people are going to be interested in it. Where I'm at, I'm stopping with mine. It's painful. I must be visually assaulting people. Plus, I don't even know if they speak English, okay? With those two factors, I'm just ticking people off. I get like 10, and then 10 minutes later, 0. So just make it interesting. Documentary style, I've talked about this. I think, 3-minute, 7-minute documentary films about you, your life, and, what this game means to you is important. And I think that... I know this is just generic advice. I think, yeah, you should document why you're so into Mario, or, well, not to get sued by Nintendo, but basically why you're so much into the 2D platform genre and why yours is different in some way, or why you're answering a need that's different. Now, I don't think you should have something like the platformer version of That Dragon Cancer, but I mean that Dragon Cancer is a great example of how their life and their tragedy merged into making an incredible game that I have not played or bought, but the reviews are out on that. So again, documentary style works, just done the right way, and related to a quality experience, or people will personally hate you if it's not a quality experience. That is the risk of documentary types of videos. Gameplay, easier said than done. Gameplay plus YouTuber plus Twitch. Again, this is something that I am recommending. I'm going to now check his name. I'm recommending to Gunnar von Dutch, and I hope he can hook up with someone with the hits and the views or the Twitch streamers. Huge boost. That it should be a huge boost just because people will see it. And scandals aside, if they're being paid, they should just give a full disclosure that they're paid to play this game or to do voice work, and yeah, just do it. I mean, that's the thing. So wow, okay, so hopefully I don't have to edit or do a lot of weird stuff after. I've got to get some sleep. I got to look at this problem one more time with these arrays. Or maybe I'm just pushing myself to sleep. Again, the game that I'm making is Go Out. What happened is that thinking about my life and future and doing this community outreach, I'm developing this my sign out, which is basically if you're going to die, you should go out and game dev, or do what you can do or you want to do in life before, well, you know, I know, morbid, right? That's a positive note. Please comment, give me feedback if you think I'm full of crap. If you think you like what I've said or it's helped you in any way, please give me feedback. I need to know that type of stuff. I know it sounds like a cliche, but I really mean it. Okay, so here you go, 100%.